Hi, welcome to Golf Training Hacks. So what do most golfers want? Well, they want improved driving distance. Isn't that what the teaching pros and equipment manufacturers are promising, to improve your driving distance? So it must be on people's minds. But what the pros and manufacturers aren't telling you is that the answer to improving your driving distance might just be found in increasing stiffness. Now, I'm not talking about increasing the stiffness of the shaft or the ball. I'm talking about increasing your stiffness. Now, that doesn't sound right. How can improving stiffness improve your driving distance? Well, let's find out why that might be the answer to improve your driving distance. So, to increase your driving distance, you need to plug power leaks. And to do that, you need to stiffen your torso. Because the less stiffness you have in your torso, the more force is going to be leaked out. And force is a component of power, because power is force plus speed. So we want to plug those force leaks. Now, here's an easy way to think about how force gets leaked. Let's say we have a very heavy door that's kind of stuck and we want to push it open with one arm. Well, as we press into the door, if we don't stiffen the torso, all that happens is our torso twists. That's the force leak, right? We push against here, there's no stiffness, we leak the force and we twist. We stiffen the torso and we push. Now, we've plugged the force leak and we can open that door. But the golf swing is not like opening a door, right? You need speed, because force plus speed is power. So we need to generate club head speed to get that driving distance. So the question you might be asking is, well, if I have to brace and stiffen my torso in my golf swing, how can I swing freely and develop club head speed? Well, that's a good question. Have you ever watched an Olympic weightlifter perform a movement called a snatch, where they take hundreds of kilos from the ground directly overhead? It's an extremely powerful movement. In fact, it's probably one of the most powerful movements in sports. So how is this done? Well, there are a lot of reasons why they can do that technique, but the secret is they create a stiffened torso, enabling the ball and socket joints of the hips and shoulders to produce force with speed, otherwise known as power. So even with a stiffened torso, they can generate all this speed and all this power because they're placing the speed in the right spots, the hips and the shoulders. Now, for the golfer, the problem is if they create too much torso stiffness, they can't generate enough club head speed. With too little torso stiffness, they're going to leak power. So we know that it's a very rapid movement, and you can't think your way through a golf swing. You can't consciously calibrate just enough torso stiffness at just the right times to be able to swing freely in and out of the golf swing while producing enough power to increase distance. It can't be done. The neurological system has to reflexively respond to the golf swing. It has to reflexively respond to the movement, producing just enough torso stiffness, enabling enough freedom to swing the club head freely so that you can generate enough power. So how is this accomplished? So how do we accomplish this? Well, we accomplish this with something called reflexive strength. That's your neurological system's capacity to anticipate and react to movement. And the key word here is anticipate. When your reflexive strength is tuned up, your neurological system has encoded firing patterns for a variety of movements that can produce force. So when you're swinging a golf club and practicing that swing, your neurological system has to make adjustments to the encoding that's already there to accommodate the swing. So when your reflexive strength is tuned up, your neurological system has a framework of encoding and also the muscular strength to make that encoding work for a variety of movement patterns that can produce force. That's how a golfer can swing a golf club without losing power, without leaking power, and getting that club head speed with just the right amount of stiffness in the torso. However, so many recreational golfers just don't have their reflexive strength tuned up. If a golfer's reflexive strength isn't tuned up, the firing patterns don't exist, and there can be strength deficits that make it really difficult to create the sequences necessary to create that golf swing that increases driving distance. The firing patterns aren't there, and the muscular strength isn't there to create these sequences. Fortunately, Reflexive strength can be trained, but not by traditional type of exercises like traditional weightlifting, like bench pressing. Certainly, weightlifting machines, resistant machines don't do it. And things like exercise bicycles don't really train reflexive strength. So in upcoming videos, we're going to go over and demonstrate a variety of exercises that will help you tune up your reflexive strength. Also in an upcoming video, we're going to talk about how creating the right amount of torso stiffness will also protect your back from injury in the golf swing. Thanks for watching. And don't forget, we not only want you to play better golf, but we want you to move better and feel better every day so you can play the best golf of your life for the rest of your life.